And we're live. So for those that are on the call, thank you for taking the time to come be a part of it live. For those that are watching the replay, super pumped for you guys to be here. We got a fun one in store. So we've got three, in my opinion, of some more Wisconsin's finest. We got Ty, AJ, and Gavin. I'm going to roll the red carpet out for them in a second. But we're going to really get into the weeds about when we talk about finding the right culture fit within a program, finding and understanding what that identity of that program and school is like. And then, of course, what sort of long-term opportunities come along with this? You know, you hear the buzzwords of alumni network and database and who can I reach out to for questions and help? Like, lacrosse is a very strong avenue for you to be able to seek that help out and already have that sort of pipeline built for you to take advantage of. So I'm pumped for the conversation today. So let's get into it. First off on the list, we're going to introduce the UNC of the group for the day. Our first recent graduate of the player panel series, Mr. Ty Stanek, 2025 graduate from RPI out of New York, played in 65 games over the course of his career, got close to 50 CTs, 100 ground balls, 2025 US ILA All-American, which I believe was one of the first, if not the first, college lacrosse All-American in the state's history. Also, something you didn't know, 2025 Grit Award winner on his team. Slinger High School alum, two-time captain for West Bend Rush Lax, as well as Slinger High School football, where he was the first team all-conference player for LSN and linebacker. Ty Stanek, it's an honor.
Thanks for having me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You're good. Little Wi-Fi on you. That's okay.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
It's pumped to have you, dude. So we're going to go up next year. Second oldest in the crew, we got AJ Schultz, current junior at Baldwin Wallace University, D3 program out of OH. He's played in 13 games thus far throughout the course of his time, recorded a 68% save percentage as a sophomore there for the Jackets. He is a McGuanago High School alum, so luck on two. Three-time captain for the Muck Boys, also is a two-time first-team all-conference goalie, and is also the current record holder for McGuanago lacrosse in a slew of different stats. Saves, games started, games played, you name it. AJ's probably got his name on it for the Muck. AJ, thanks for coming, bud.
Thank you for having me, Billy.
Pumped to have you. And then last, of course, certainly not least, is Mr. Gavin Gall, who is a current freshman at USMA, which is the U.S. Military Academy, or West Point, as those of you that probably understand. D1 program out in New York. He graduated from Western Reserve Academy in Ohio, where he ended up being an academic All-American, first team All-MSLA selection. But before then, formerly attended Middleton High School, where he also had the chance to play three sports and has had the chance to come up through Cottage Grove, I believe, right?
Yep.
Of course, home away from home. And of course, you see the Go Pack Go sign on the back of the wall. Always find a way to represent, like every other Packer fan that comes from this state. Gavin, thank you for being on the call, brother.
Oh, yeah. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Fired up. So let's just get right into this thing, okay? So what we're going to start off with first is just really talking a little bit more about life outside of lacrosse. So each of these boys are just going to share a minute or two of what their experience has been like outside of ball. And I know each of them brings something unique to the table in this scenario. So whichever one of you boys wants to go first, by all means.
As the old head, I feel like I should.
Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, like Billy said, played 4 years at RPI in Albany/Troy, New York. Yeah, I mean, had a great 4 years. Had a little bit of COVID stint, but it's all right. Now currently work at Jefferies, which is an investment bank in New York City. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get to know you guys. I reached out to Bill recently in the last few weeks here and was like, hey, Bill, I really want to get back to this program. Like, it did so much for me. Lacrosse really put me to where I am today. Like, I'm looking out my room and seeing the Empire State Building. Like, if I would have told myself that 3 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, you're just kidding. But I wanted to reach out, help anybody I can, give some advice. Learned a lot over 4 years. Yeah, that's kind of my rundown, very base. Yeah,
which is totally fine. And like Ty's gonna get the chance to get a little bit more about his experiences that he's had the chance to take full advantage of post grad, and talk a little bit more about what some of those opportunities can look like, and how you really take advantage of that alumni network. Schultz, what do you think, bud?
I can take that one next. Hi everyone, I'm AJ Schultz, current junior, like Billy said, goalie at Baldwin Wallace University. Outside of lacrosse, big part big part of my life is just obviously overall the team. There's not really a second I feel like that goes by where I'm not with somebody on our team in some sort of capacity, whether that's just at school or outside of school, just doing different stuff, going to each other's houses, playing pool, playing darts, whatever that may be. Big thing outside of lacrosse for me is just what like I'm going to school for, do a ton of different stuff with our athletic department and a bunch of different opportunities that our amazing sport management program here provides for us.
Fired up. And I know AJ is going to have the chance to talk about a slew of experiences that he's had in that realm and some that he's actually had the chance to take advantage of before he took his first literal class on campus. Then, of course, Mr. Gavin himself.
Yeah, so experience here is a little bit different. Obviously, we have like tons of academics, so that's a lot. That's a big part of your life here, lots of studying and everything like that. But outside of that, it's just like the team's a family. So every day you're doing something with the guys, on the weekend, hanging out with them, going to New York City, hanging out there. A lot of guys live close. You can go hang out with the team there, but it's mostly living within that close lacrosse community and on the team. And then also like we'll also hang out with guys in the company, which is like and that it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's like a part of the school.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I'm also hanging out with the guys on the weekends, on school days, and just hanging out.
100%. And I know as we kind of get in the weeds a little bit more here, Gavin's going to definitely be able to touch on how an experience in a military academy, regardless if you're an athlete or not, is going to be vastly different than those that don't pursue a path like that. So just a quick couple follow-ups here. When we talk about finding ways to like get involved beyond your team, right? Not necessarily even just seeing that relationship grow within the locker room, but maybe even seeing some of those relationships grow on campus. Let's talk a little more about what those experiences are kind of like. What sort of stuff are we finding us getting involved in that may be team coded, but is very aligned with what our path and direction is like as a student or within your specific major type. And how important is that identity outside of ball for you in regards to figuring out that path?
You guys looking at me here to answer. Looking like.
Yeah, we'll let you go, Ty. You're good, Ty. You got it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, like the identity outside of the team is just like you really, at least my experience at RPI was like there's like a badge of honor that you're a lacrosse player, right? Like we were one of the only teams on campus that were ranked in the country. Like we were playing for a medal. We're playing for a ring. A lot of schools, or at least other teams at RPI were, they were just playing sports. They're playing basketball, playing football, with no real goal. So like the identity kind of carry with you, and like something that I've talked about with employers and just like my general mentality about myself is like I'm a winner. Like you kind of gain that mentality being an NCAA athlete. You leave the field or whatever, and you're a winner. Like so, it kind of translates to a whole bunch of things as far as like your identity. Like you learn a lot about yourself. It's 4 years every day. Like even though like AJ can speak to this for sure. About like Division III, Division I, but like it's still every day. Like whether it's scheduled or not, you're doing work. And that's the expectation. That's what you do. And you carry it into who you are. So on top of just like being a student athlete on campus and you're in class and people are like, hey, that's a nice backpack that you have on, like it's bright red. You're clearly a student athlete. It definitely carries weight into like your own personal life. When you come home and tell family members, yeah. I'm a student athlete, but wow, that's impressive. It really is. But yeah, I mean, it really carries into every aspect of your life, and super.
Yeah, and the sense of commitment, camaraderie, like all these like experiences that you've had as a player are only going to naturally transition into the workforce, into the next stages of your life, because part of the reason why recruiters and people within industry love hiring athletes is because they know they're getting someone that's committed. And to your point, Ty, like we're winners. Like we want to find ways to compete. We want to find ways to earn our keep. And it's kind of ingrained into our system at that point. And when you've done it day in, day out throughout the course of your college career, naturally it's going to be a byproduct of what you do. Now, Gavin, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here because candidly, you go to the oldest university in the country, right? So would you mind talking a little bit more about like what that sense of identity and feel is like just being at West Point?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. Definitely different from a lot of schools. Definitely different from like lacrosse aspect and a school aspect. Like our lives are obviously very busy here. Like you waking up at 6 a.m. pretty much every single morning doing stuff like duties and whatever outside and like the school aspect, and then obviously you have classes all day. And it's this class schedule is not like a typical college schedule. It's more of like you have pretty much classes like from like 7 a.m. until 3. Go up to our lacrosse facility, and then we're practicing. Probably get done, like practice the film, whatever. Get done around like 7:30, and then you're like studying for a lot of the nights. So, I mean, it definitely does take up a lot of your time, but it's something that's like it's super special and it's super meaningful. Like AJ said, like Ty was saying, is like it sets you apart from everyone else 100%. So it's like not everybody's doing this. Like at a normal college, you can wake up late, go to a couple classes, kind of whatever, hang around, go out, do different things. But just being an athlete, knowing you're waking up early every day, they know you're working extremely hard outside of just academics. So you're not just an academic wizard. You're also like extremely athletic and working on different aspects of your life. And just the overall person that you are, the type of person that plays Division I lacrosse and Division I sports in general, or Division II or Division III, just college athletics, is going to be completely different from everything else. So yeah, that's I guess what I would say as far as that.
100%, 100%. And like that, I think that's a really, really easy segue when we kind of talk about. Yes, we all have commitments as athletes, right? But we also need to make sure that we're trying to work towards finding what we believe is going to be that right cultural fit. Like I want to find the right place that really does feel like a home. And it doesn't just feel like a home because of these two variables that I was committed to from a lacrosse perspective, right? Like there's clearly other things that come to the table that excite you about that opportunity before you get the chance to step foot on campus. So I think that's going to be a nice segue into transitioning to our next topic here. Like, let's just talk a little bit more about what was it like finding that culture fit, or like when did you truly feel like, you really did see your place of institution transition from, well, this is where I go to school, to like, this is my new home now.
Yeah, I can take this one to begin with. So my process was a little bit longer. I didn't commit till December of my senior year, so pretty close to like graduating high school, moving on to the next thing, especially with like my summer. Like my school started in early June. So it was definitely different. But so I went on visits to colleges. Like I saw different weight rooms, lacrosse facilities, academics, met with coaches, players, everything. And nothing's typical. Like there's certain things that, oh, this is a super nice athletic facility. Coach is awesome, whatever. There's all these like little things that you can pick out from each school. But the biggest difference from when I came here to when I came to other schools, and what really intrigued me about like the culture of the place is the people, and is the guys in the locker room, the coaches especially, and just how you were treated, and then how much people cared. Like you weren't committed, you weren't like going there. They didn't even know like exactly who really I was, like from a lacrosse perspective or anything. But the way you're treated, the way you hang around with the guys. I remember like going up, we have a facility like a lacrosse building. It's called like the Foley Enders Nath. And I remember going up there with all the guys, and everyone just like laughing, ripping jokes, like kids are presenting like presentations on dumb stuff, like just messing around, having fun. And it's just like, yeah, this is what I want to be a part of. Like the camaraderie, especially at a place like this, is just like unheard of. And that's something that I like immediately knew. And then additionally, like the coaching staff is something that like I've loved. And that's a super special part, is like how they treat you, what their coaching style is. You'll probably go to a practice most likely, so you get to see their kind of style, how they coach, who they are. And that's a major thing as well. I'd say the people and the coaches was just massive for me. And I knew right away, like when I came here, this is the last place I visited. And I knew right away, like this is where I want to be. So
Outstanding. Shout out Coach Alberici as well. Not only lost legend, but also for all the Wisconsin old heads, Badger State camp.
Oh yeah,
every summer. AJ, what are you guys thinking?
I can take it next. Kind of similar to Gavin. I didn't commit until like a few days before Christmas, before my senior year. So it was pretty long process. But I kind of knew going into my recruiting process that I knew it was going to be long. I kind of wanted to just play as much ball as I could and visit and talk to as many coaches and visit as many places as possible just to fully grasp what place wanted me the most and where I wanted to end up being. I never took an official visit or anything to Baldwin-Wallace, but after 8-9 months of talking to my current head coach, at the point that I made my decision, I knew like that was a place where I was going to go. And one of my current teammates, who's a senior, he's from the Madison area too. He's here, and I talked to him a ton about just the overall culture, like how the guys are, and like what's practice looking like, just keeping tabs all over that part. But spring of senior year, we had a commits day. Like we had a home game where all the commits came in and visited, and we kind of got to mingle for the first time. And like even just seeing the guys that I was going to play with for that day, I had a lot of confidence just in like the people that they were, kind of just like off the bat, vibed very well with them. But yeah, that was a cool experience. And I came in with a class of 22 guys because in 2023 we graduated a senior class of 17. Currently we only have 15 of those 22 guys, but it's 15 guys, 14 other guys that I'd die for. And I could tell from the beginning, kind of like who was going to pan out, who was going to not stay, and very good culture that we had.
Yeah, you found your brothers, you found your home, and like you found the dudes that you know you could pour into that were going to pour right back into you too. And that happens, right? Like you're going to have transition, retention, right? Like people choose to move on and find other opportunities for millions of variables and reasons, right? But if you know that you're finding that core group of guys that you're going to see yourself grow alongside with, clearly only makes that experience that much more impactful. And of course, easier to fight through some of the hard times too.
And I'll add on something else to that. Like at that committed game, like we got to spend time with the guys who are on the current team. And they were nothing but inviting, but it was also cool to see the parents, like how much they cared about the program just as much as the kids did too. So the parents were super friendly to all our parents. And it was just cool, really cool to see like a true family. Like you're like, okay, this is what the next 4 years look like. And I'm super excited to just jump right in.
And that's exactly what you're looking for, right? Like
Exactly.
at the root of what you're looking to find, like that is it through and through. How about you, Ty?
Yeah, kind of hearing everybody else talk about this really brought up like three things to me that were like, this is where I want to be. This is where I'm going to stay. My recruiting process was completely different than the two guys that already went down during COVID. Was like in and out of conversations with coaches. They didn't know who was going to stay in fifth year with the fifth year rule because people missed years, due to COVID or whatever it was. It was a really crazy environment to be a part of. But anyway, committed RPI, and at that point, like my head coach Dags has never seen me play. He's like, I liked your tape. We offer you a spot. So when the first thing that popped off to me of like, this is where I want to be, was the first day I showed up on campus. Parents come, like move me in, whatever. It's like 4 p.m. Saturday. It's a beautiful day. Immediately group chat was made, all in our Snapchats too. So it wasn't something coach, hey, like make sure to include these guys' numbers in the text chain. The current players made a Snapchat group chat with all of us and was like, hey, like come over to our house. They were playing bags, shooting baskets, like just hanging out, just like being dudes. And I remember my dad drove by, all of us just sitting there, like they're just, tossing the ball around, like just hanging out, right? Like, and he kind of looks at me, he's like, yeah, you're going to enjoy this. So just like off rip, just got to campus. They said, hey, show up. They didn't know me, but they went out of their way to invite me to what they were doing. I mean, it was just like something like that, like super small to them, but to me, 5 years later, still remember it. The second one was our first team meeting with Coach Dags. And this is more like lacrosse oriented. Once again, like I didn't really know what this is all about. I'm sure he like told me, what it was all about in my recruiting visit, but like I was just kind of looking at the facilities and I was like, oh, RPI is a pretty cool stadium, like whatever. But anyway, the first team meeting, he sits us down and he has this like Word document, it's like 3 pages long. And he basically said like, our principles, he gave us 4 principles: brotherhood, legacy, leadership, and service. He laid that out. He then gave us our like game plan to win the national title, and his ending point of that was to not be a blip on the radar, to consistently compete for championships. And he said it over and over and over again. And his whole, it was like a 2-hour long meeting, basically laying out, this is what our captains are going to look like. Never said who it was, but this is what our captains look like. This is what our players look like. This is what it's going to take. And it was just like, wow, like there's a lot of thought into this. You really care. You took a chance on me as someone who's never seen me play. Walked in there, he gave that speech, and I was like, yeah, like, let's go. And then the last one was just like the first day of practice. Like, you guys all play Wisconsin ball. I'm sure you guys all, dominate your high school teams. I was that way playing West Bend, like didn't get a lot of good comp. And went there and every play, like fly around, laying wood, like, wow. Like you kind of show up out of high school where like I was throwing toe drags and like throwing BTVs just because like, why not? And, like, immediately was like the most intense practice I've had in my entire life. And everything was down to like, we had 60 minutes on the clock. At 55 minutes, we transitioned into the next drill. At 54 minutes, we're running the drill. So it was just like something you get into and you're like, wow, like I love the intensity of this. And everybody was bought in. There wasn't guys like, oh, this is, this sucks, or like, this is stupid. Like, why are we doing this, or complaining? Or it was just, everybody's on the same page. Everybody worked hard. Everybody was good. Like, it was just like such like a breath of fresh air to get there and like really work hard and like realize, kind of looking at the older guys, what does this look like? Like, what does this look like in 4 years? Like, where do I want to be? And all that stuff's laid out for you. And you just like got to go and get it. But it was just like the intensity was just like unbelievable. Yeah. So those are kind of my like 3 stories. Like one, more personal. 2 was just like the culture of the program that like started at the top and worked down. And then 3 was just like, I walked in and was like, yeah, like college lacrosse is awesome.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, anyone that's listening could tell Ty like the passion and energy and sense of presence that you like felt that same day. I still feel in your voice as you share that story today as well too. It just kickstarted the rest of your experience, and if anything, it reassured you that you were making the exact decision you needed to for you. And if anything, it just allowed you to throw your whole self into it moving forward. So, question for the crew. Quick little follow up here for the high school boys that are on this call or watching the recording. What are maybe 1 or 2 questions that you maybe didn't think about during your time as a recruit, but wish that you had the opportunity to ask during your recruiting process?
All right. I guess I'm up again.
No, it's okay. Okay, Kevin, we got to catch you guys off guard on this one.
Yeah, kind of similar to what I said earlier. Like my recruiting process is hopefully like none of yours. I hope that doesn't happen to anybody. It's not fun. But yeah, like one of those things that, I went into my freshman year and then left, or like after I got there and really thought about it. I wish that I would have been more focused on like what the lifestyle is of the school. Like the lacrosse was great. Like Coach Daggs, if anyone knows him, I know Coach Billy does. Like he is a lax rat. Like that's all he wants to talk about all the time. So I wish I would have gotten out of the lacrosse space and like the things that you can really put on paper. Like, yeah, our students genuinely graduate with this is their median salary, or like this is our graduation rate, or this is the classes we offer. Like that stuff is all, you can put that in the chat and it, gives you back the answers that you need. But asking about like things that the team does, things that like really affect you on a personal level that you're going to go home or in 5 years, like I am now, being like, wow, like that was so great that like coach put this on. Like for example, for spring break every year we would go and play paintball, and coach would just like let us go. Like he would just be like, all right. And then one of the years like he showed up and played with us, which like it was awesome. Like seeing our coach kind of act like a kid again was great. But like really trying to understand the grasp of what the vibes are like within the team. I found, talking to everybody that's played college lacrosse, nobody leaves a good culture. Like if the boys want to be there, and that's really what it is. Like you're spending 50 hours a week with the same 50 guys. If you don't like those 50 guys, like you're not going to be there for 4 years or 5 or 6, Hopefully nobody gets hurt. But like that's really like the most important thing is like you could win 0 games, but if you're with your best friends, like it makes it all worth it. You're sitting on the bus together, like you're driving from Albany to Virginia. Like that's 9 hours. Like if you're not with who you want to be, it's just not enjoyable. So I would make sure to ask those questions that like you think you can't find on paper. Like what separates this lacrosse, culturally speaking, with the team, where like if you reference like brotherhood, all coach, that's great coach speak. They love talking about that. To bring that stuff up and like to really try and grasp the energy of like, okay, what is this team really all about? Because that's really what it boils down to. Like I said, nobody leaves good culture. Nobody leaves, because everybody was too nice and they were all boys. There's always bad culture. There's always bad seeds. But when you join a place like I got lucky too, it was unbelievable. Best friends, 50 hours a week, literally couldn't ask for anything more.
No doubt about it. Makes life that much easier. That's for sure. That's for sure. AJ, Gavin, anything you want to add to that follow queue?
I mean, I would just kind of hit on the same thing. I think culture is a huge thing. I don't know how much you can ask that in like a question, or if you can just kind of like feel it out and kind of like hang out with the people and feel it out that way. But I think like Ty said, it's the guys you're going to be spending every day with, all the time with, lifts, practices, bus rides, playing around, like whatever. You're going to be with them a lot. So like definitely culture. And I mean, I think one of the greatest things here that I appreciate more than anything is like there's no complaining no matter what on like lacrosse field. There's no complaining. Like practice is the best part of our day, no matter what happened. And we're like loving it, being out there and everything like that. So that's one thing that I absolutely love about our culture. And that's something that I could feel like when I first got here. It's like these guys don't complain. Like something sucks, put your head down, like grind through it, like get through it as a team. And I mean, that really makes it so much easier to go to practice too. Like you go to a practice and everybody's like, oh, like we got to practice today. We got to whatever lift and stuff. Like it's going to change your mood. You got a team where it's like everyone's just like excited no matter what. And even if you got to fake it, like you got to fake it. But yeah, I would say culture is a huge thing. And I think that's more about like feeling it out, seeing the guys hanging out with everybody as much as you can. I mean, yeah.
100%, man. And like I know, and shameless plug here. Like a lot of people that are watching this call or on this call have been coached by me before. All 3 of you have had the chance to be coached by me in some capacity. Like you can call it fake juice all you want, but if you're with 48 other guys, 50 other guys, they're going to bring the same level of energy to the field. It makes everything so much more fun. So much more fun. And I couldn't think of a bad practice I had when the juice was good. So AJ, I'm going to let you go here next. But we're going to transition now more so just talk a little bit more about your guys' current or former programs when it talks about identity, right? So, Ty, you've had the chance to kind of already get into this a little bit in regards to, those 4 main pillars that coach holds all of you guys accountable to, the roadmap to being national champions, like the image that you're going to see within your captains without naming names, right? Like those things to me just scream, here is who we are. Take it or leave it, right? So when I picture that situation, I really see that as kind of being the identity of that program. So AJ, you want to kick us off here, talk a little more about what that identity might look like to be a Jacket out in Ohio?
Yeah. So our slogan is grit wears gold. We're just a bunch of gritty Midwest, at least like at the beginning of our program. Our program's about, what are we, 14th year? I think we're 14th year in existence right now. But just start off as a bunch of local Ohio guys and continue to build the program's name and has attracted kids from all over the country. But just a bunch of gritty, like-minded individuals who both value their academic and athletic lives and just overall group to work towards a common goal. We're a team that has never won a conference championship, even though we've been in 7 or 8 in 14 years, including the last 5. That's our big thing, is just making the NCAA tournament. We have such a hardy group of guys that just work so hard and deserve it so much. So our big – I'm so sorry if you heard that.
No, you're good.
No, there's something in the background. But yeah, just a a great group of guys who just work their tails off day in, day out. Kind of like what Gavin was saying, whatever happens off the field. The best part of our day is practices, lifts, anytime we can spend together. And like I was saying earlier, there's not many times outside of or during my day where I'm not with guys, whether that's eating in the dining hall or, like I said, playing pool or darts. Just we love our program's built a ton on just love. And if you can love each other off the field, you guys can definitely love each other on the field. And that's a big part that our coaching staff implements in us. But I mean, there's guys on our coaching staff that one of our assistants has been here since day one of our program. He's been here for 14 years. He's never made a single cent, but he loves lacrosse so much that he pours each and every single day into us. And I mean, as players, you got to pour that right back into him, just as if he was one on the field with us throughout every single game.
100%, brother.
Yeah,
100%. And like iron sharpens iron, but grit wears gold. I absolutely love that. And like you get to wear that with pride every day when you show up on the field, show up in the classroom. Like you carry that identity with you. Like it's a part of you now. And hopefully it's something that you're probably going to take with you moving forward, even outside of your time at BW and going into the workforce and starting a family, doing all those wonderful things that we do as we grow up, and that hourglass of lacrosse sadly ends. But when we talk also about identity, it's also important about kind of trying to find your role within that space as well too. And I think if anyone has an Instagram account, one person here has had the chance to exemplify what that looks like and means, and is more than willing to kind of share a little bit more about that sentiment with us as well too.
Yeah, that would be me. So definitely finding your place on the team. Whether you're on the field, off the field, obviously there's going to be the guys who show up, they're studs, they play freshman year, they're like that type of guy that can be like that certain identity. For me, I'm not exactly that guy. So we have a thing on our team called like the dog pound. It's like all the guys who are on the sideline, just like cheering for the boys, getting hype for everyone, getting rowdy on the sidelines and stuff. And so we have a thing that we kind of started this tradition this year, I think, is when it was new, and it's a dog bone. And so what it means is like whoever of that week or that game was like the most rowdy on the sideline, got the boys the most hype, gets the dog bone for the next game. And so I got that. I got the dog bone for Michigan and Mercer. And it was kind of just like I got out there and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play. I'm not going to like be able to go on the field and affect the game that way. But so I'm going to do everything I can off the field to just get the boys hype. So I dropped my stick. I was like, I don't even need that. Carried the dog bone around, just like yelling, like holding it up for celebrations, like got on no context lacrosse, I guess. And I mean, it's just like you can find your place no matter where you are or what your skill level is. Like you got the right guys, like the right culture. You'll find your spot on the team, and your day will come. Like you keep working for it, your day will come, and you can affect the game without physically playing on the field. So I think we love that here, and we're gonna continue to do that. So continue to see that dog bone on the sideline.
Dog pound, brother. Dog pound. Man,
yeah.
We'll fire it up. That makes me so fired up even hearing you talk about it. So clearly there are opportunities for you not only to like pave your way, but there is also opportunities for you to write your own history within that sense of identity as well. Like if you sink your teeth into it, you put your whole self into it, you're going to find a way to make an impact, whether you like it or not. AJ, you got something else you want to add to that?
No, not
Yeah,
really.
I got a little bit. Just like finding your role, like whatever it is, and just like buying into it is like so huge. For us, like gladly this rule doesn't exist anymore, but it was a rule in the last, however long I've been playing at least, that NCAA Division III, when you make the tournament, you could only dress 32 guys, which like it stunk. Like there's guys that work just as hard as everybody else that just don't get to dress. But when those conversations happen with coach, they ask the players, they say, hey, who do you hear on the sideline? And like those guys get patches on their jersey and they get to dress and warm up for, what could be a national title game. So that stuff really matters. Like to everybody who plays, to the coaches, like that, it's important. And the guys that do that, I haven't seen a guy that dressed his freshman year as a juice guy not play and not be a dog. And like that kind of goes in like what Gavin's saying. It's just like talking about things you can do regardless. And if you keep stacking those singles, like you just turn into an unbelievable player. Like I said, anybody that dressed freshman year as a juice guy always plays. Like they always find a way on the field. So yeah,
100%, dude. It's intangibles, right? Like, in those little wins will stack up, and like if you're putting the effort and energy into it, it's going to pay off. One way or another, it's going to pay off. Maybe not at the time that you're anticipating or you wanted to, but keep your head down, go to work. It's going to work out, especially if you believe it. So we're going to take the time now. We're going to segue over to that's like final stage of our conversation where we get to talk a little bit more about that alumni network piece and some of those long-term opportunities that we've had the chance to take advantage of. So I know there's some awesome stories here that these boys are going to be able to kind of get into. And really, I'm going to let AJ and Ty really kind of kick the party off here before Gavin brings us home.
I can take it, Ty. So here at BW, like I might have said before, I'm a sport management student. That was also part of the huge reason why I came here, is I knew whatever happened in terms of lacrosse, whether it was first day on campus, even before I stepped foot on field, I never could play lacrosse ever again. I wanted a place that whatever happened, I would stick it out my 4 years and be rewarded with an excellent opportunity once I graduate. So our sport management program is, and not even just our sport management program, but our academics in general are kind of a hidden gem of the area. Best nursing school in the state of Ohio, which is pretty cool.
Shout out.
Yeah, it exposes a lot of other kids too. We have four nursing majors, and seeing them go through their daily grind is cool, but not necessarily for me. But our sport management program, pound for pound, I'll say it, the best program in the country. Just from a level of what we get to do and the opportunities that are exposed to us on the biggest scale and biggest stages in the world, but we go to a school with 3,500 people. But our program is just made up of the people who lead our program have worked in professional and collegiate sports their entire lives, and all they want to do is set up their students for success, and they do everything to do that and beyond. But big thing for us is we call them the experiential learning trips. We do about, depends on the year, 20 to 26 of them. This includes, we've done every single Super Bowl. And so with these experiential learning trips, we volunteer or work at the biggest events you can think of in terms of professional and other sports. And this is all because of connections either we have prior or we've made along the way with these experiential learning trips. But we've done every single Super Bowl since the Packers won Super Bowl 45 in 2011, every college national championship game besides the COVID year. This year will be year 4 of the Masters. Countless Kentucky Derbies, did the U.S. Open this past year, which I was a part of. So I went out to Oakmont, volunteered my time with the USGA. That was an amazing experience. This will be year 4 of the NHL draft. I've been a part of the last 3 years, even before getting on campus. I just graduated 4 weeks after graduating. I find myself flying to Nashville, flying on a plane for the first time by myself. We have an alum who's one of the 2 main event coordinators for the league. And next thing you know, 24 hours later after meeting her, I'm walking Connor Bedard around for 3 straight hours and being around every single person within the Blackhawks front office and organization. One of my big parts, or just most grateful experiences that I've had throughout my entire life. Other experiences I've had the last 3 falls, I've been able to work with CBS Sports. This fall, I've been able to work with NBC Sports. And all of this NBC came because of the connections I've made with CBS. But all of it was pretty much off of just not saying no and just saying yes, and just looking at all the hundreds of emails that the head of our department sends out every single day to us kids to pass out, or to just take opportunities that'll change our lives. And it truly has for me so far.
And only will continue to, right? Like the more you continue to put your neck out there, AJ, like those opportunities are going to naturally make their way towards you, right? So shout out Schulte. I know you're still in the hunt for that upcoming opportunity and what you're looking to do for the summertime, but anyone within the sports industry that's on this call or watching the recording, reach out. Love to get you in contact with the homie. He's always looking to try and build the network as much as he can. So shameless plug, AJ. Nothing wrong with that. Ty, you want to tell us a little bit more about your experience post-grad to where you are today for your job?
Yeah. Definitely not as cool as that. Like, didn't need Betsy or like whatever.
Casual
I guess,
fangirl moment. Casual fangirl moment. I'm also a big Bernard
like,
fan. Like I wish I had a Young Gun card. It would have made AJ sign it for me if I knew it, but that's okay.
But yeah, I guess the best way to put this is like, I think of like my graduating class of 2025. When I go down the line, I've got investment banker at JP Morgan, a sales and trading analyst at Societe Generale. I've got a guy doing wealth management at Brown Advisory. There's two kids in particular on the engineering side of things. If you're gonna plan to go to RPI or do STEM stuff, one works with GE in like one of the most prestigious rotation programs in the country. And I couldn't tell you the name of it because I'm not an engineering guy, but yeah, there's that. And then there's another kid who was at RPI, was a lacrosse player, and now works at MIT, literally building spaceships. Like it is so cool. But I have graduated with 14 guys, and 14 of them have jobs. And I would wager 9 to 10 all came from lacrosse alone. So when you pick a school, like, wherever you go, finding an established alumni network, like the job I currently have, RPI lacrosse alum, and it carries so much weight to be a lacrosse player and to go talk to someone who that also played lacrosse. Because at the end of the day, like those internships and stuff are given out to who they like, right? So if you can find a guy that does what you want to do, and go talk to him, it takes the pressure off of like, I don't have to talk about work. I can just talk about ball. The network that's built at RPI is unbelievable. Like I said, like people literally building spaceships all through the lacrosse program. My job, like I said, have RPI lacrosse alum to thank for it. I mean, that stuff really matters. It's one of those, they really get out what you put in. When you go through that process and you reach out and talk to coach, hey, this is what I want to do. Do you know any alum that do that? Those are conversations that you have to have with yourself and then with your coach. But when you go to a lacrosse, any school that has lacrosse, like you'll find lacrosse players tend to do pretty well. So that network is everything. Like whether it's just your school or just the idea that you played lacrosse in college, I mean, it goes such a long way. To one, say you're a student athlete, and two, say you play lacrosse. Like it really is like a badge of honor, similar to like the identity of walking around campus with a lacrosse backpack on, or whatever it is, lacrosse jacket, or when you go into the workplace, like it means so much. I've gotten on interviews, like a super day interview, prepped 8 hours for this interview, got on the call, and it was a guy who wrestled in college, and was like, hey, like how's college lacrosse like? And I was like, yeah, are you kidding me? I just prepped. Like I went through like the last like 3 quarters of your annual earnings, and like he's like, yeah, like it's all good. Like I just want to know if I can sit next to you all day. But yeah, I mean, like I have everything to thank for RPI lacrosse. The alumni are great. They do so much. Like I said, it's hard to know what you don't know. So I just know that the alumni have supported me, so much. They do events for the team. We've had alumni come in and give like financial wellness talks to college students, like how to manage money when you get your first job, and like is it smart to pay lease on a car, or is it better just to own it, like stuff like that. Like it goes a really long way. And for anybody like for Gavin and AJ, like reach out. Like those guys want to respond to you. They want to talk to you. They want to help you get a job. And you know, if you work hard at it, they want to help. So like I said, literally like so grateful that I got to play college lacrosse. It means a lot in the workplace. Your network grows infinitely. It's so easy to make connections. Go on LinkedIn, type in NCAA lacrosse, just start following. But yeah, it's been great. See,
100%. And like, you know, I think that's a really great segue into the tail end of our combo. Really just a simple closing thought as we kind of make our way from this, you know, conversation. And these boys are getting ready for the upcoming spring. Some of those older boys that, you know, are very much in the thick of things when it comes to the recruiting process. As a Wisconsin family, right? Not just player, but like as a Wisconsin family's come along with trying to choose a school, like it's important you need to find those variables that are beyond just the logo or the level of play or the caliber, finger quotes, or a ball that you find a way to pursue. So my question for you boys, last statement, if you could speak a minute or two on it. What should matter most? Like what should be the primary factor, knowing what you guys know now, maybe knowing what you know now comparatively to maybe what you knew then?
Yeah, I can go first. Oh, my bad, yeah.
No, you got it.
I just like really think it's just the people you're around. Like, you know, you could talk about scores and like we won a lot of games and we did this and that, and Gavin's gonna be like, yeah, I was on no context, like whatever. But it really just like I like think about like my best memories are like us hanging out after games, us in the bus, which I like the buses suck. The bus rides suck, but like that's where like my fondest memories are of like literally just being with my best friends all the time. I still currently live with 3 RPI lacrosse along. Like it just goes like so much deeper than lacrosse. You could win 0 games, but like I said, you have friends for life. Like you have 100 friends for life over your 4 years that you can hit up at any point about anything, and they'll always send a text back. They're always down to chat. Yeah, like everything else could go out the window for me. If you're with the right guys on the team, like you will have the most enjoyable experience of your life.
Unless those letters are IT though, right?
Yeah.
But it's true. It's true. Like you got to find the brothers, you got to find the friends, you got to find the fam. It's okay to have rivalries, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the dudes you're surrounded by.
Yeah, no doubt.
AJ, Gavin, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of tell a story about my like recruiting process as well as like how I knew is like I said when I was going on these visits to all these other colleges, like I'm very like religious, so I was like praying before every single one of them, and just like I think that was like the biggest portion of it is like where do I feel that like God wants me to be, and that ended up being like West Point so clearly. Like I felt it immediately when I got here, and that was definitely the biggest thing for me in my process. But then again, like Ty was saying, like the guys, like you spend it every second with them, like be yourself at the visit, see how you feel, see how you fit in with the guys, and like at the end of the day, that's what's gonna be huge for you. And especially like you were saying, you're living with people, alumni. I mean, here it's obviously different. All of us were going to the Army, but the guys actually just had post night last night, so that means like you all pretty much pick where you're going to be posting, what military base you're going to be on. And so all the guys are like obviously trying to get together. And it's like based on class rank. So the closer the guys are in class rank, the more likely they are to be together. And like that was a huge discussion of like, okay, you're going here, I want to go here too. And like that's like a major thing. All the alumni are still living together. Like I said, alumni are constantly coming to our games, texting the guys, like that's a major piece. It's more than just a family. Like it's like a huge extended family through all the alumni. And like that's huge too. Like I was telling Billy before I even came to West Point, I committed December my senior year, like I said. And my buddy's dad, like one of my good buddies, his dad's friend, graduated from West Point too, and he's like a owner of a private equity company. and he reached out to me before I even stepped foot at West Point, like literally a couple weeks after I committed, and he's already talking about like job opportunities. I'm like, I got 4 years in college and 5 years of service. Like it's so far ahead, but like just the fact that like it doesn't even matter. Like just the fact that you're going there, you're putting in that effort, like the place that like you're playing college lacrosse at a place that's extremely difficult, no matter what. Like it's the alumni base is massive, and at the end of the day, where you go, the name like Ivy League, freaking Division One, like it doesn't matter. It's the people you're meeting, the alumni base, and then obviously the guys on the team, because those are all going to set you in like a different pool. You talk about just like college lacrosse, that's one pool. Then you talk about like the different division and like just the guys, like the alumni at the school, like it's just all puts you in like a smaller pool of people. And like you said, like Ty said with the wrestler, like just playing a sport in college too is just connections, everything. It's huge. So
Fired up. And I mean, Gavin hit the nail on the head, right? Like you put yourself in the right position, the opportunities are going to naturally present themselves, especially if you keep doing right. And like for you being the faith component being so important to your process, you're only going to naturally find others that are going to follow along suit as well too, right? So, and don't worry, we're going to keep praying for you too, brother. We're going to keep praying for you too.
appreciate it.
KJ, bring us
Everything.
home. Dude.
Yeah, I'll finish this off. I couldn't pretty much. I just agree with everything that they just said. People mean so much to you. Like even after a year or like I mean the first semester of being here, there was few guys that couldn't continue their lacrosse career anymore. But I mean they're pretty much as a part of the team as anyone else on the team actually, just minus the practice time and the bus rides and the games. But I mean you're hanging out with your guys every single day, just trying to make the most of it because, I mean, 4 years go by so fast. Like, it's insane. I mean, spring breaks next week. You got a semester and a quarter left, and then I'm in the same exact seat that Ty is.
And
So
you guys thought high school. You guys thought high school went by fast.
Yeah, you think high school goes by fast. I mean, Gavin will learn in the next coming years too, but people really, they just mean the world to you. Coaches mean the world to you. Like I said, the alumni, like we have alumni games every single year, alumni weekends, golf outings. Like it's so cool just to see everybody come back, or like there's a cool video posted on Instagram, like all the alumni are commenting and like texting you and calling you after games, just being like, "Hey, congrats! Like that was sick." Like it's truly special to like find that special place for you, and like really living in it. Like each day, you can't take it for granted. You just gotta keep going along, whatever happens. Continue to stack wins and bounce back when you're in low places. But the people around you make it what it really is. And another thing I would say is like us three. I mean, Ty and Gavin are in New York. I'm in Ohio. Like, there's no need to pigeonhole yourself in terms of location or division. Like, whatever opportunity that makes most sense for you, take it. Don't be afraid to go across the country. Like, your families are still gonna love you, even though they can't see you every single day. But I mean, I knew I wanted to get away from Wisconsin. Didn't know if it was Ohio, didn't know if it was Florida, Carolinas, whatever it was. But happy I found the place that I'm at today. Literally no regrets. Like, just like I said, it's special living the life that we live every single day, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Amen, brother. Amen. You couldn't bring it home any better. To everybody else, thank you for the time. Thank you for being on the call. For those that are watching, thanks for sticking around for us. We got one more lined up here before the high school spring season starts. And the main topic is just talking about club ball. So we're going to have a bunch of homies from Wisconsin that made their way all across the country playing some club lax that are going to be able to come on and talk a little bit more about that experience. But for now, we bid you adieu. Everybody, thank you for your time. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.